do them weekly. But anyways, all right. So this is what I want to talk about today. Okay. So I want to talk about, and look at the title. The title that I put for this live video is "Stop is spending way too much time learning JavaScript." And I know this is kind of opposite of what you usually hear. Usually what people tell you is you need to spend a lot of time in vanilla JavaScript before you move on to, let's say, a library like React, or to a framework, right, like Angular, or go to Vue.js. And I think this is a really important question, because one thing that I've learned working as a front-end developer professionally for 2 years now, one thing that I've learned is that you don't need to spend too much time in learning JavaScript. And the reason I mention this, because I know majority of everyone who's been learning code and who follows me here on YouTube, majority of us, we actually learn at Treehouse or Udemy, right? Or Udacity. That's where a lot of us actually learn how to code and make videos. Oh, sorry, that's where we learn how to code and learn JavaScript, etc., right? And so this is what I want to talk about, is that usually when you're learning vanilla JavaScript on these websites like Treehouse or Udacity or Udemy, the problem, right, with learning on these courses, it's not good. That's how I learned JavaScript, right? I learned how to code in JavaScript. Why? Because of Treehouse, right? But what happens is that because you're spending so much time learning the basics of JavaScript with these courses, what usually happens is that, like, pretty much like you're just stuck. You're not able to get a bird's eye view of what you're learning. Does that make sense? So what usually happens is that when you're learning with these basic courses, you're like scoped up. You're really scoped into just learning the basic things like loops, functions, variables, let, what else are there? The loops, right? For loops, learning switch, else statements, and learning all these different things. But what happens is that while you're learning all of these small things in regards to JavaScript, you don't know how to get the bigger picture of what JavaScript really is used for, right? You might learn how to learn basic things like, let's, for example, on click, and within that click function, within that, what happens, you put an if-else statement, if you even know how to do that. Within the if-else statement, all you know how to do is that if this value equals this, do this, right? Or else do that, or else do this. And these are the only basic things that you learn within these basic within these basic courses on Udemy and Treehouse. But what I've learned and what has helped me, right? If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I've been blasting my Twitter and Instagram like crazy how I'm being able to learn JavaScript or understand JavaScript in ways I've never been able to understand, simply because of this. I moved on to a framework. Honestly, the one thing that has helped me become such a better developer and a JavaScript developer in general is simply because I moved on to a framework. I stopped sticking around and I've seen videos where people say, don't move on to frameworks yet. Don't move on to learning libraries yet. JavaScript libraries, JavaScript frameworks. And often I've seen people say, hey, don't move on. You need to make sure you understand JavaScript well. But the problem with that is that you aren't able to learn what the main purpose of what that JavaScript language is supposed to do in the first place. It's not just for click else statements and etc., which is important, right? Functions and, if this amount equals this, do that. That's important. But what a framework is able to do, and a framework is able to help you get a bigger picture of what JS can actually do. Yes, we learn about arrays and objects, right? But when you're making your own portfolio, or let's say your own basic website, when do you really use arrays and objects? You don't really use it. But when you actually get to learn with a framework, when you get to learn with a library, as you're studying it through those tutorials, you are constantly being forced to learn how to work with arrays, with objects, object literals, and etc., right? How to work with directives, how to work with constants. And these are all things that I was never able to understand just by learning JavaScript alone. Why? Because when you learn JavaScript, you're just learning bits and pieces at a time. Where when you learn a framework, they expect you to understand it. And if you don't understand it and you realize, wait, I don't even know how to understand this, that one part of that language you don't understand, you're forced to grasp it even faster. And that is the way that you learn how to get better, is that you can't just stick in JavaScript way too long, but you've got to move on, man. And honestly, that's what's helped me. And actually, my bosses did it even today in the office, man. When I was in the office today working, there's some code. You work in a lot of projects, and sometimes you write code a certain way, and you just copy and paste it because I wrote it once and I don't want to have to write it over and over again. But because I've always copied and pasted the code that I've been writing, I kind of forgot how to do it. Does that make sense? And so I told myself today, you know what? I've been learning Vue.js, all this jQuery that I work with, vanilla.js I work with. I always copy and paste my own code because I already did it. I want to see if I'm able to create what I wrote in the past without using Google, because what I did is I used Google to make those functions and make those pages, right? And so from scratch, and my boss even got on me. He was like, Chris, hey, where's this page, man? We've been waiting on this for a minute. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to write this from scratch. And so what I did without using Google, without any help, I was able to write it from scratch, and I was able to use my brain more. Why? Because I understand JS that much better. But why? Because I moved on to Vue.js. Why? Because I will also move on to React.js as well. And it's really exciting, man. And I get so many messages and so many questions about, Chris, why is JavaScript so hard to learn? It's because you're only sticking to the basics. So there you go. Stop learning JS. Stop spending too much time in it. Maybe spend a month or 2 or 3 months on it and then move on to a framework, and you'll be able to understand it that much more. Because again, if you're learning the framework and you don't know how to understand it, you can't understand it, then just go ahead and figure out what that whole thing even does. And honestly, that's one of the best ways that has helped me improve drastically as a JavaScript developer, man. And I really hope that will help you out too. So, all right, if you have any questions, man, please make sure to go ahead and ask it here. Ask your questions here in the comments right now. And I'm only gonna be on for a couple more minutes, so make sure you do that now. And again, guys, I would seriously appreciate it if you could like this video. It would mean the world to me. It will help go ahead and get my content out there too. So, all right, so let's go ahead and let's see who is in here right now. We got Jay Rostar, we got Sentient, we got Travia Griffin, we got Yamamoto, Vasti, what is up? Chirag, man, there's a lot of people I don't even recognize anymore. A lot of new subscribers. Justin Clark, what's up? Stephen Pino, Old School, Bradley, Landfair, what tech degree should you get on Treehouse? Big fan. What is up? Okay, if you were to get a tech degree, I would recommend the full stack JavaScript tech degree. It is amazing. I mean, I've learned so much from it. Although I do work with it professionally, because I've been working with jQuery professionally for so long, I forgot a lot of vanilla JavaScript. So when I wanted to freshen up on my vanilla JavaScript skills, fortunately, I have free access to the tech degree program because, I work at Treehouse, right? They don't, I'm not sponsored, but I work with them. And so I was able to brush up on my vanilla JavaScript. And because of that, I was also able to learn Vue.js even that much more better. So full stack JavaScript. Honestly, guys, in regards to JavaScript, it is huge. Technical recruiters, recruiting companies that contact me on LinkedIn like every single day. I met with one of them and I was just curious, and I asked them, what was the most popular language that is in demand right now for developers? And they said, React is it. They spoke to me, Chris, why are you only learning Vue? You need to learn React. And I said, I was learning React, but Vue is what I'm doing professionally at work, so I have to spend more time on Vue. And they said, Chris, you need to focus on React because that is where all the money's at right now. And so they're literally recruiters. Even if you have no professional experience, if you have a few, self-taught freelance projects that you made on your own, let's say projects that you personally made on your portfolio, you have just a few projects in React, you will get jobs. Guaranteed. Just give it a couple of months. Make really good creative projects. Take time to understand it. Take time to understand just how JavaScript works. And I think a lot of people think that you have to master JavaScript to get jobs in this industry. You do not. I'll tell you this, man. I'm not the best JavaScript developer. I feel very comfortable with it. I know how to use Google to help me get what I need to get done. But people are not looking for the best programmers out there. They're looking for people who have an understanding of a language, how to work around it, and how to solve problems. If you can do that, and if you could prove that you can do that, man, why wouldn't they hire you? So, all right. Thank you for asking that question, man. What is up? Oh, Kamal. We got EverDev23. What is up, bro? We got Hi-Fi Tech 01. He says, bro, I'm still lost. When do I know I'm job ready? Bro, you need to start applying now, but you do need a portfolio. Now, something in regards to portfolio as well, you don't need a portfolio to get a job, and you do. Having a portfolio proves your skills. And there have been companies who are willing to talk with developers with no experience if you're able to take their assessment tests, or if you go meet with them, interview with them, and you show them your skills as a developer in person when they give you a test, right? They might test you through Skype, and you share your screen, and they say, solve this problem, and you have to solve it in front of them, right? You have to be able to how to explain your thoughts. As long as they know that you can solve problems, you can work your way around the language, that works. But to get better as a developer and improve your skills, you do need to make a portfolio because that portfolio needs code, right? So, yeah. All right, Mohammed Farhan says, I'm learning Python and I don't know when to jump into Django. Dude, I have no idea, man. I mean, I don't work with Python or is that a framework or is that a library, Django? Sorry, man, I can't help you with that. But I think you should just try to jump into it, see how it goes. And if you can't work with Django yet, then learn more Python, right? So that's the one way. Look who it is, it's Andy. What is up, Andy Lou? Okay, we got Ivy Salamanca. She said, I learned JavaScript for months before moving on to PHP. Now I'm more stuck. Ivy, let me know why you're more stuck. I'll get back to you down there. Okay, so we got Everdev23 says, I spent time learning JavaScript, then I took a class on Python, then I went back to JavaScript and I understand it more even though Python is more programming. You know what, Everdev, one thing you should note about Python's actually one of the easier, if not the easiest. I think Ruby's the easiest, but other than Ruby, Python is actually one of the most easiest languages to learn right now in the industry as a programming language. It's easier than JavaScript from what I've heard. So, all right, we got Tom Excuse says, Chris spends time looking for a man. Yeah, I spend time looking for a man a lot. Okay, that's all right. Yamamoto says, how do we find you on Discord? I do have a link in the description to my Discord channel. I'm active on there all day. The moderators on my Discord channel, all of them are self-taught. One of them did go to college, but a majority of what he knows now, he taught himself. So the moderators on my channel, because they're on there all day when I can't be on there, they're really good at programming. They're good as front-end developers, React developers. We have database developers. We have people, new scientists. We got, Nate is on there. He's being interviewed by Google right now. He's insane. He's programming with things in regards to just, what do you call that? Oh my gosh, like Bitcoin and etc. He's an insane developer. He's someone who actually got fired for not being good at PHP. Nate, if you're watching this, he got fired because he wasn't good at PHP. Then he used that failure to get even better, and now a lot of companies want him. He's insanely good. So yeah, check it out. And if you can't find a link in the description, check out my other videos. Or hit me up on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll send you the link. What is up, G Kong Levi? Mascud, what is up? All right, who else is on here? Nazazi says JavaScript rules. JavaScript is insane. It's very powerful. One stack that I'm working with right now is the Mern stack. I love it. Okay, Raphael says, what framework are you learning now? I saw you were downloading Node. Yeah, so I am learning Vue.js, but React is actually something. I was talking to my senior developer and my technical director, and we were talking about how, so our front-end pages will be written in Vue.js, which is what I'm doing now, right? But we're thinking of actually redoing our dashboard for our clients in React, which is exciting. So I'm learning a lot, man. I'm learning a lot. Node.js, actually, I only downloaded Node, so I have something to work with for my Vue.js. I'm not working with Node just yet, but I will soon. Lewis, I do consider coaching on my Patreon. I'm planning on adding something there. I mean, no one's donated anything yet. It would be sick if someone did. But I am planning on doing some tutoring if anyone needs help with HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. Vue.js, not yet, because I'm still learning Vue.js. So I think that'd be cool. But if you're interested, hit me up, and we'll have a way to go around that. Laravel and Vue does wonders. I agree, man. I've actually seen tutorials on that, even from, I believe, what's his name? Traversy Media. I checked out the videos. It's pretty insane, man. It's something I actually almost went into, but I'll stick with Node and React right now, and Vue. All right, Sentient Foresight says, hey, Chris, I'm heading into my last year of high school. Dude, you're young. He says, I'm wondering what I should do to create a consistency in coding practice, and what should I study to keep up with coding? Very good question, bro. I don't know what you're learning right now, but this is how I would start. HTML, CSS, get those basics down, right? And move on to JavaScript ASAP. JavaScript is huge. Learn JavaScript. Learn a framework or a library like React, or you could say Vue. Vue is very easy to learn, but React is more popular, so maybe do that if you want. And then if you feel comfortable with that, then I would move on to learning the Node Mern stack, where you work with MySQL, MariaDB, right? You work with Express, Node, and React, which is actually very popular. So that's what I would do. And the way that you stay consistent in learning code is that you just keep building. And if you build something, then what can you do to make what you build even better and more presentable? What can you do to make it even more sellable in a way that when you show it to a potential employer, they'll think like, dude, we need this guy, he has skills, because he didn't just make this simple project the way everyone does. This person went far and beyond, and that's how you stand out. That's really how you stand out. What is up? Juan Lopez. Hola amigo. Lewis says, I'm a rock star. Thank you, bro. Is Node.js in demand? It is in demand. PHP, Python, Node.js is in demand for sure, man. Do you have any coupons to Treehouse? No, but I have a 7-day free trial in my description. Okay, Damwanique says, hey, bro, is sticking to the PHP, Ajax, and JavaScript is only enough for web dev? Sorry, bro, I don't understand what you're saying. Gino says, why would a new developer learn Rails, Django, or Laravel when they can just learn code? Bro, Rails, the Django, and they are programming languages. But I mean, I'm not sure why would someone want to learn. I don't know why someone would learn it. I mean, one thing to note is if it's you have to look around what's popular in your area again, right? In my area, it's React, it's Node, it's PHP, it's not really Vue, but it's the Angular is insane right now. So people might need to learn it because it's popular in the area, right? I know in the UK right now, I think it's the UK or somewhere in Europe where React and Angular is not popular at all. It's really more PHP or it's ASP or it's Net, right? It depends on where you live, to be honest. Bun Boy says he started learning JavaScript. Congratulations, man. Awesome. Hi-Fi Texas, is it normal into Google in a workplace environment? I have done a few projects, but I use Google a lot. Yes, I use Google every day. So I think it's dumb to think that you can't use Google. For example, I had a friend who did an interview a couple days ago, and when he was doing his face-to-face interview through Skype, he was sharing a screen, and what happened is while he was taking that, I guess, a whiteboard exam through the computer, he asked if he can Google, and the senior developer was like, yeah, go ahead and Google. I want to see what you search for because I want to make sure that you know how to search for and how to get things done through Google. Hi-Fi Texas, I think if I Google stuff, I am not a job ready. That is a lie. You are definitely job ready. I mean, I don't use Google as much anymore for JavaScript unless it's very like complicated stuff, right? But you have to use Google for everything. I mean, you don't remember everything, so I think you shouldn't think that you are a good coder because you don't use Google, unless you've been doing it for 15 years. So, and even though JavaScript's still growing, there's new versions, ES4, 3, 2, 5, whatever, right? 6 now, 7, 8. Okay. So Muhammad says, I'm planning to learn JS and go on to learn React. Node, I have like 10 to 12 hours of time. Dude, that's awesome. I wish I had that much time. And my voice is dying. Okay, any more questions, man? I'm going to go through these quickly, all right? If you guys have run out of questions, then I'm done. Okay, what is up, Mr. Boston? Everdev, are there any tech companies in Las Vegas? Not that many, bro. Not that many, and I'm from Vegas. All right, AJ James says, LeBron James is a Laker. How many titles will we win? We will win 0 because I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, man. So sorry, bro. The Warriors will win consistently, nonstop. But I hope the Lakers do win one, and I do want to see LeBron James play against my Warriors here in LA, man. LA. Okay, G Kong Levi says, bro, I was so impressed by your videos, and I am now studying HTML and CSS before studying JS. Any advice on that? Take your time. Don't rush it, of course. But don't spend too much time. So what I mean is make sure you understand what you're doing. And I've answered this in my last video, so check that out there too. All right, anything else? Daryl, hey, shout out on me. What's up, Daryl de Guzman? Skinny Slim, is Node and Node.js two different things? If you're talking about nodes in JavaScript, but Node.js is one thing. I'm not sure. Is there another node I don't know about? Okay, let's see. The Jersey Dude, can you share your tutoring website link or anything? I'm interested in learning web development. This link is in the description below, Treehouse. But again, if you want to find a way where I can actually help you and help guide you and mentor you in regards to studying code, we'll meet up weekly. Maybe we'll see. Hit me up. I've never done pricing on that. I mean, I've tutored a few people, which is fun. I love doing that because it helps me get better. But yeah. Oh yeah, Raphael, you hit me up on Instagram, bro. I actually didn't respond to you yet on the DMs, but I'll respond to you maybe tonight. How's my interview process? It's different for different companies. Me, I was hired on the spot. Other companies that you speak with a hiring manager, and a hiring manager weeds out who's good or not, or who's weird or not. And then usually you meet with your senior developer through Skype if they live out of town. If not, you go to the building, they test you, and they interview a bunch of people. But what they're looking for when you interview aren't just people who are good, which is important, but they're also looking for people who can fit with the culture. They're also looking for people who are willing to learn, not those who think they know everything too. So those are the good things to actually take into consideration, right? But the one way to show that you're willing to learn are the projects you can show through your portfolio too. Callie, dang, there's a lot of questions, man. Keep them coming because I'll keep going. Kalki says, I'm thinking of moving to Toronto to find an entry-level web job. Do you know anything about the job market there? I do not, bro, but I heard Toronto is as hip as it gets, so I'm assuming there's some good jobs there. Okay, Fang Wan Yun says, you have said that you get a job because you have made a website overnight. Does that mean you have coded a website and launched on a server? Yeah, I bought a domain name. It used to be christianlife.com. That's done. And I use DreamHost, but now actually I just started making my portfolio again because I don't have one. Really, I've been working it for a while, but never took initiative on it. So while I'm learning Vue, I'm making my portfolio. If you want to check it out, it's actually chrissean.me. CHRISSEAN.me. It's still in the building process. I'm gonna take it down a little bit later so no one sees what I'm doing later. But if you want to check it out, that's just the basic site that I have, and I'll start showing my projects on there soon. Thanks, Jason, for loving my channel, man. All right, anything else? Gino is. All right, what's up? It's Jesus God. What do you think, bro? AJ James, Warriors got lucky, bro. Warriors did not get lucky, man. Bay Area, bro. Silicon Valley. We're the best for a reason. Daryl de Guzman says, hey, Chris, how much JavaScript should I know? I know the basic concepts like variables, functions, loops, arrays, and comparisons. If you have those basic concepts down, right, then if you know how to work with arrays and objects and, directives and etc., then go ahead and move on to a framework. You're ready, or a library. Okay, Warriors should not have lost last year. It's not lucky because we won 3 out of 4 years, bro. Sorry, man. Warriors are the best. All right, Fang Yan says, hi, Chris. Hey, by the way, man, my voice is dying. I'm going to go for 5 more minutes, okay? 5 more minutes. But if you can, guys, again, I'll really appreciate it if you can like this video. And if you haven't yet, hit me up on IG or join my Discord channel. It's insanely active in there, and I'm very active in there too. So, okay, Fang Yin says, you have said that you get a job because you have made a website overnight. Okay, I already answered that. Any more questions? CP3 was always injured. That's true. CP3 sucks. Rockets suck. Sorry, man. Rockets are second best in NBA, I'm assuming. Maybe. We'll see if they beat the Warriors. Right, Alan Mead says, hey, Chris, I'm from Nigeria, and I want to know any of my chances of getting an interview in the U.S. As of right now, bro, it might be very low if you don't have experience. But I heard in Nigeria, the tech industry is booming. So you're in a good spot, bro. Can you stay hip and cool with the kids? No, I'm sorry. I don't stay hip and cool with the kids. From Kalki says, is it better to put my portfolio on my own domain or on GitHub? Do both. Do both. Sack Kings on the rise. Yep. Okay. AJ James says, Warriors suck. They needed 4 stars to barely beat a team. Yes, yet that team who had 2 stars still lost to a team with 4 stars, and they suck still. So anyway, man, keep hating. All right, guys, so it looks like no more questions, man. Yeah, so new video will be going out tomorrow. The reason I did this random live video in the heat, even though it's so hot right now, is because I haven't uploaded for a while. That's because I've been going crazy on JavaScript. So if you guys want to hit me up, talk to me, questions about tutoring or anything, hit me up on my Instagram, right, Real Chris Sean, or go to my Discord. I'm very, very active on there. Hit me up there. Okay, 2 more questions. You guys aren't letting me go, huh? Oh my gosh, man. Okay. Fang Wan, do you think it's worthy to do an unpaid internship for 5 months? It's very worth. It's worth doing that if you can get experience. What camera to use? I use a Canon 80D. All right. So, anyways, all right, guys. Thank you guys. Wow, you guys are still sending questions. All right. Anyways, a tutorial for GitHub. I'll think about it. But anyway, guys, thank you again. Please like this video if you haven't, man. I'd really appreciate it. Please like this. Love you all. See you guys on Discord or Instagram. This is Chris Sean, Life Web Developer, and I'm out. Peace, guys.